The only updated information that we have relative to this case right now is we can confirm that our suspect was hit twice in the arm, in his right arm. It appears to be above the elbow. We expect that he'll be released from the hospital today, and we'll obviously also expect to book him on multiple felony charges. Those charges are still to be determined, dependent upon results from search warrants that are currently being procured and further investigation by our detectives. As you can see, our forensics department is on scene. They are gathering evidence and documenting the scene. Those investigators will continue that process. And as per protocol, the DA's office has been notified, and they are working jointly in this investigation with us. Are there any other questions?
Who else is investigating when it's your guys involved in this? Just the DA, or is there any other agency?
Just the DA's office will work a joint investigation at this point.
You see, it sounds as if you suspect that there's more going on than just what happened in here today. If you're executing search warrants, it sounds as if you may expect to find evidence of other criminal activity. Is that true?
Not necessarily. What we are trying to do is establish motive and understand exactly what is going on and why this person came to the police department. We're also looking for any notes or anything else that he may have left that would give us better information as to that purpose.
Did anyone ask you what he was up to?
Yeah, obviously, our investigators have been talking to him, or tried to talk to him. I don't believe that he is providing very much information at this point in time. There's nothing that I can corroborate right now as far as what his motive was.
The search warrant's being executed where?
Well, obviously on his vehicle. He has a vehicle that is not here on scene, and in his home residence. That's the only information I have on those right now.
You mentioned you had the contact with him in December. Had you had prior contacts with him?
Our records only indicate that we have him as obviously involved in that situation of the suicidal male. He was also a complainant or a victim in another case, but nothing else that was substantial.
Have you determined if he ever fired at officers?
We still haven't determined that. Obviously, the forensics department is going to go through all the casings and everything within there.
The previous dispute mentioned something about his children. Are his children and his, I guess, I don't know if it's his wife or his strange wife, are they everybody accounted for?
Yes, we have followed up with the family, his family. Everyone is accounted for, and they are safe.
How many children do you have?
I don't have it.
What about witnesses? Were they allowed to leave from the scene here?
I believe that the witnesses outside or anywhere within have been released.
You know, was he living with his family? Was he living by himself somewhere?
I don't have a lot of information related to where he was living and what the living situation was. I know that he was somewhat estranged from his wife recently, but I don't have the specifics related to their relationship.
His sex offender page lists him was living in West Jordan. Now I take it if he lived in West Jordan last December, you guys wouldn't have been the ones responding to the suicide call, right? That was probably a West Valley address, or it would have been them and not you?
I don't know where he was living at that point in time, but any incident that takes place within our jurisdiction, we would respond to. That particular incident did take place in West Valley City jurisdiction, which is why we responded.
Where is the search warrant being executed? West Jordan or West Valley?
At his residence. I'm not able to give that information.
Now the veteran cop came down the stairs, bang, bang, shoots him twice in the arm. Other officers arrive, some of them fire shots. Is that what happened?
I don't know the sequence of events. We only have one officer who fired rounds right now.
Okay, so they're
all inside the lobby.
Okay, so now that means 2 rounds or 2 hits. He may have fired more, but 2 hits.
He obviously fired more rounds, multiple rounds, more than 2. 2 of the rounds struck the subject, and I just can't give you a final tally on how many rounds were fired.
Okay. So as far as you know, he's the only officer to fire his weapon.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't know yet whether the suspect fired his weapon.
We don't know.
You know how far away the officer was when he fired?
I don't have the exact measurement. I know that the lobby is not a very large area, 15 to 20 feet
Are you
is
releasing the
what I would
officer's
estimate.
name? Are you listing the officer's name?
No, we're not listing the officers'
Do
name.
they have to be?
They will be. Obviously, our administration is working through that process. They will continue to update me.
Do you know if he legally owned the gun he used?
I don't have any information on the gun. Our forensics department hasn't, to my knowledge, processed that yet. They typically will work from a broad aspect and then focus in narrowly on what has taken place. So, I believe that they have just moved into the interior portion. We'll continue to document and look into it.
Sergeant, given the recent cases being thrown out by your department, is that pretty standard for you guys to investigate your own officer-involved shooting?
It is standard that whenever there's an officer-involved shooting, the district attorney's office is called, and their investigators work jointly with our department to investigate the incident. If it is determined that there needs to be further investigation, I imagine that could take place, but it's normal that that's the protocol.
Okay.
Thanks, sir.